The distress beacon pierced through the cosmic void like a dying star's final scream. Admiral Chen Nakamura stood on the bridge of the UES Ragnarok, her weathered hands gripping the command console as the translation matrix decoded the alien transmission. "Admiral, Communications Officer Torres reported, his voice tight with concern. "The signal is from the Zalari Republic. They're begging for help." The main holographic display materialized a three-dimensional map of the Outer Rim territories. A small cluster of blue dots, representing Zalari colonies, pulsed frantically against the darkness. Surrounding them, an ominous red mass crept closer like spilled blood across space. "The Void Swarm," Chen whispered, recognizing the threat from classified intelligence reports. An extragalactic horror that consumed entire civilizations, leaving nothing but empty space in their wake. The Zalari had always been cautious neighbors to humanity. Their crystalline bodies and ethereal beauty masked a deep-seated fear of the Deathworlders, as they called humans. Earth's children, born from a planet of constant disaster, forged in evolutionary fire, were considered by most galactic species to be barely controlled monsters. The Zalari had specifically requested minimal contact, maintaining only the most necessary trade relationships. Now they were desperate. "Ma'am," Torres continued, "the Zalari are offering their entire technological database, their star charts even subjugation rights if we help them." Chen's jaw tightened. The galaxy had spent decades fearing humanity, quarantining them to their small sector, limiting their expansion through bureaucratic manipulation and economic pressure. The Galactic Council had painted humans as unpredictable warmongers, too dangerous for polite society. "How long until the swarm reaches the main Zalari homeworld?" she asked. 72 hours, Admiral. Their defense fleets are already falling back. They've lost 3 colonies in the past week." The bridge fell silent. Everyone knew what the Void Swarm meant. It wasn't just conquest, it was complete obliteration. They consumed matter itself, breaking down molecular bonds and converting everything into more of themselves. No negotiation, no mercy, no survivors. "Admiral," came a voice from behind her. General Morrison, head of the Marine Corps, approached with his characteristic, measured stride. "The Joint Chiefs are asking for your recommendation. Full mobilization would mean exposing our entire defensive capability." Chen turned to face the holographic display, showing Earth's military assets. For decades, humanity had been building their forces in secret, using the galaxy's dismissive attitude as camouflage. While other species saw primitive warmongers, humans had been developing technology that even they didn't fully understand, weapons born from their Deathworld instincts and evolutionary paranoia. "They called us monsters," Chen said quietly, her eyes fixed on the approaching red mass. "Maybe it's time to show them what monsters can do." She activated the fleet-wide communication system. Her image appeared on screens across hundreds of ships, orbital platforms, and military installations throughout human space. "This is Admiral Chen Nakamura of the United Earth Space Command. For 30 years, the galaxy has feared us. They've called us Deathworlders, savages, uncontrolled beasts. They've limited our growth, restricted our trade, and whispered about our dangerous nature in their pristine council chambers." Her voice carried across the void to nearly 2 million military personnel. "Today, the Zalari Republic, who refused our friendship and feared our very existence, comes to us in their darkest hour. The Void Swarm threatens not just them, but potentially every living world in this galaxy. The same beings who called us monsters now beg those monsters to save them." She paused, watching as ship after ship began powering up their quantum drives. "We could refuse. We could let them face the consequences of their prejudice. But that's not who we are. We don't fight because we're monsters, we fight because someone has to. We don't unleash hell because we enjoy it, we unleash hell because sometimes that's what it takes to protect the innocent. The tactical display began updating as Earth's hidden arsenals came online. Dreadnought-class warships emerged from asteroid bases. Carrier groups decloaked from behind lunar installations. Orbital bombardment platforms revealed themselves around seemingly empty systems. Fleet Admiral reported her strategic AI. We have confirmation. The full human war fleet is operational. 847 capital ships, 3,200 escort vessels, and supporting infrastructure representing 30 years of continuous military development. The Zalari had expected maybe a few dozen ships, the kind of modest response typical of smaller galactic powers. Instead, they were witnessing the emergence of a military force that dwarfed most major civilizations. All ships, Chen commanded, jump in 15 minutes. We're going to introduce the Void Swarm to something they've never encountered before, Deathworlders protecting their territory. The quantum drives began their harmonic buildup, creating a symphony of impending violence. Chen thought about her daughter, safely attending university on Mars. She thought about the billions of humans living their lives, unaware that their species' reputation was about to change forever. Admiral, Torres called out, incoming transmission from the Zalari homeworld. It's their High Council. The holographic display shifted to show a group of crystalline beings, their normally composed faces etched with terror and desperate hope. Humans of Earth, their leader spoke in halting standard, we underestimated your hearts. Your response exceeds our greatest hopes. If you save our people, we will spend generations ensuring the galaxy knows the truth that Deathworlders are not monsters, but guardians. Chen smiled grimly. Tell them we're not doing this for their gratitude. We're doing this because it's right. The quantum drives reached critical resonance. Space itself began to fold as humanity's full military might prepare to jump across the galaxy. The Void Swarm had never encountered a species that treated warfare as both an art and a science, beings who had learned to harness their violent nature for protection rather than conquest. All ships, Chen announced. Remember, we're not here to be heroes. We're here to be what the galaxy needs, even if they fear us for it. Show them what Deathworlders can do when they fight for something greater than themselves. The stars blurred as 800 ships carrying humanity's fury jumped toward an uncertain battle, carrying with them the hopes of an entire species that had finally found their purpose among the stars. The Void Swarm was about to learn why evolution had forged humanity in fire and fear, and why sometimes the galaxy needed its monsters